It is freezing cold. Got up at my usual time of 6:30. Did a bit of reading in front of my sad lamp because it is that sad time of year now. Went out to get some steps in. Wasn't the most fruitful of step walking. I did 2,500 steps. Usually aim for 4 on my morning walk, but it is snowy, freezing cold. If a Canadian was to look out my window right now, they would think I am absolutely pathetic. But as a British person, any level of snow is too much. There's basically no snow out there, but there's a little bit of snow, and that's enough for me to not want to go out. Got a full day of work planned. I'm on my second coffee already. Check-ins, all that usual jazz. I've got a training session to go and hit up. I've got a bunch of stuff to go through with you guys because it's the new year. Happy New Year. There's stuff to talk about, but the main thing is that this year I am committing to posting way more on YouTube because I need to, and also because I want to. I think it sounds like it's something I don't want to do. I do. When I get into the swing of it, I enjoy it, but last year I was just like way too on and off with it, which was partly my own fault, sometimes not my own fault. But I am excited to post way more this year. Time is 8:30, bang on 8:30. I'm going to take my coffee, go and sit down in front of my desk. First thing I need to do is put a post up on Instagram and then respond to a few DMs. I've actually got someone that is asking about the priority list for group coaching. Of course, I'm going to talk about group coaching at some point because we've got the next intake coming up and I would hate for you guys to miss out on it. And then we're going to crack on with the 19 check-ins and 1 live check-in that I've got with clients. Let's go. Alrighty, so I have just posted this result on Instagram with a caption promoting group coaching, and I've also just responded to someone who had got in touch yesterday asking about coaching, and then after having a conversation we decided that actually the best option for them to start with would be group coaching. So my second intake of group coaching ever launches January 24th. So the 20 spaces go live to the priority list that day. 48 hours later, any remaining spaces go to general sale. Priority list price is £99. General sale price is £150. Upfront for the 8 weeks, it's a fraction of the price of one-to-one. It just gives you a really good insight into what one-to-one coaching with me is like. Obviously, it's different in a couple of different ways, but for the most part, you just get to work with me for 8 weeks for a fraction of the price and get a sick-ass result if you follow the plan. The actual coaching itself starts on February 2nd, so that includes a choice of training plans to choose from, completely bespoke nutrition targets, and then a weekly check-in with me and access to everyone else that's taking part in the group coaching in a WhatsApp group, and then you also get a success call, so a one-to-one Zoom call with me about halfway through the process. So that kicks off 2nd of February, again with the spaces going on sale 24th of January. I'll put everything in the link below so you can check out more on that. But now it's time to do my check-ins with my one-to-one clients. So I've got, again, 19 check-ins to go through where I'm going to look through all of the data that they've sent me for this week, listen to any voice notes and videos that I've got from them, and then film a video of myself going through all the changes and just talking through them for the next week. And then later on this evening, I've also got a Zoom call with my client Casper to talk through some goal setting stuff for the new year. Before I get started, I also want to say that I now have a desktop mini gumball machine and my life is now forever changed. UK check-ins completed. I'm going to have my lunch and then I've got some US ones to do. All pretty good. There's always, not every week is perfect for every client. So there's been some that I've gone through that have been struggling a little bit, but for the most part, everyone's smashing it. This is the first time that I've checked in with the Tuesday check-in clients for 2026. Last week I checked in with the Thursday lot just after the new year. So it's good to catch up with everyone. and get set up and ready for the new year. Speaking of new year, and speaking of goals, I've got a bunch of goals written down, and I always say there's 2 ways to, not guarantee, because nothing is guaranteed, but increase the likelihood that you hit your new year goals. Because let's be honest, most people set resolutions, they scrap them by like week 2. I'm very big on setting goals, and I like the new year for that. But the 2 things that I do to try and increase my chances of hitting them is to write them down and tell people. So tell you, tell my clients, tell the internet, tell my coach. So there's a big bunch. You ready? So I'm going to do another photo shoot this year, but it won't be until later on in the year. Ideally, I would have liked to have done the same sort of time frame as I did the first time round and have had a shoot sort of May, June time. Because of my impending hysterectomy, that's not going to be happening. So that will be later on in the year. Enroll on 2 courses / workshops that I like the sound of. I've now already ticked off one of those. I'm going to be doing an anatomy workshop in March. 12 hours with Michael Goulden from Integra. That might not mean much to everyone, but if you saw on Instagram that I did RTS last year, I had to go to London a couple of times in October and November to do that. It's Michael that runs that, so you might see some photos from it. 4 in-person events with clients, so taking my online clients and doing some meetups with them and stuff in person. First one of that is actually this Saturday. We've got a training session booked in. Take 4 weeks holiday. I've already booked Rome and Crete, potentially a couple of other bits in there as well. Talk to 1 new person online every single week. 475 email subscribers, currently at 410. And the kind of important side part of that is to make sure that I'm sending 2 emails a week. 5, what I'm calling fuck off client results. So last year I increased my client results, like progress photos, with like 10s more, and they were all great. Like they all showed everyone's hard work. I want to do that again this year and add 10s more, but I want at least 5 of them to be what I'm calling F off results. Those are people that have either A, got absolutely shredded, so we're talking abs, or B, lost a considerable amount of weight. I'm talking like 50 to 100 pounds plus. So I want at least 5 of those. Ski trip, I suppose that should probably fall under the 4 weeks holiday, to be fair. But I might still, to be fair, that being said, I might end up working whilst I'm out there. But me and some of the lads that I know through mentoring, basically there's going to be a ski trip this year and I'm going to go on it. Stay at the Savoy. So every year, me and my mum go on an annual Christmas trip to London for shopping. And this year I want to treat her and also myself. And instead of staying in some kind of budget hotel, I'm going to book for us to stay at the Savoy. I've got a savings goal and 2 group coaching launches. The first one, as I mentioned, 24th of January. That's my 2026. Plus a couple of other bits kind of scattered in there that aren't like worthy of being written down, but they're just in the back of my mind. But that's the main stuff. Write it down, tell people. That's how you increase your chances of actually hitting them. If you don't do that, if you don't get some accountability, you aren't dead set on what you're going to do. They will just become another set of goals that got burnt and died after like 2 weeks into the new year. Hey, apologies for the worst camera angle ever. I'm about to go and train pull. Training is kind of boring for me right now, I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not cutting, I'm not bulking. I'm just maintaining whilst waiting for surgery, which is not fun for me. Like, I enjoy the cuts and the bulks. Like, I just like that cycle. I'm still at that point in my life where that's just fun. I know at some point I'll have to grow up. Yeah, it's kind of boring. So the main thing for me is just keeping a big focus on logbook progression. Because if I didn't have that, I'd just go into the gym, half-ass the workouts, and then just come home. So making sure that I'm like logbooking my sessions and I can see a volume increase each week and being able to report that to my coach has been really important. And the wait for surgery continues. So pre going in, this is a new Conte pre that I got. It's a non-stim. And this is really good. Like, I feel the focus, like the nootropics from it. So that's good. Good Christmas present
Time for pull.
Alright, I'm going to put the clips on the screen from that session. Good session, but towards the end of it, it was starting to get quite busy with all the New Year, New Me gym people, and also the cauliflower head slider wearing youth. I can say youth now, because I'm 26. What I did manage to get, though, was a grenade cream egg bar. Funnily enough, I did a check-in earlier on with my client Eli, and he was talking about, or asking me, have I tried these? And I said, no, not yet. But now I'm about to. 13 grams of protein, so it's quite low on the protein. You're going to want to stack it up with something else if you're having it. Well, depends. I mean, if you're only having it as a snack, I suppose it's all right. Let's give this a go. For the record, cream egg is my favourite chocolate. So I've got high hopes. It says soft centre, which I slightly disagree with, because it's not runny like a cream egg, but I suppose it is slightly softer than a normal protein bar. Pretty good. Definitely tastes like a cream egg. Well done, grenade. Current training plan is the same for what I was running as a lot of last year, and the deal is I'm just going to keep on following that until I've had surgery. Motivation right now, general mood when it comes to training is a bit meh, and I said this to my coach in my check-in today, and he understood. It's like, at the minute, I'm just maintaining, and it's not really something I have any interest in actually doing. I'm only doing it because there's no point in starting a bulk or a cut when, you know, for all I know, because I don't have a date yet, but for all I know, I could have surgery in like 3 weeks. So I'm a bit like, meh. I'm basically trying to put all of my focus on increasing my logbook each week, as I think I said that earlier on. But just general feelings of it is a bit meh. But on the flip side of that, it's a good insight into what some clients might go through, gauge, you know, what it's like to have that kind of perspective, so that I can find ways to help with it, and then I can help clients further down the line that also go through that same thing. So there's a positive of it. But clips from today's pull session will have now been on the screen. So I got a round up today. The time is 5 o'clock. I've got a call at 5:30 with my client Casper. Prior to that, I'm just going to try and respond to some client messages. That's the thing with being a coach. You read the messages for the check-in, then you do the check-in, then you get a response to the check-in, then you respond to the response from the check-in, then you get a response to that. Like, it's like a never-ending cycle. So I'm going to respond to some messages now, and then I'll turn my phone off. Then I'm off round my mum's. As we all know by now, Tuesday is go round to my mum's for dinner day. We're watching The Traitors. But that is a typical Tuesday for me. Wake up 6:30, bit of reading, go for a walk. Started work about 8:30. Did check-ins until, what time was it? About 2. Gym, calls when I come back, and then potential admin. There's always something to do. So at some point, usually about 9 o'clock in the evening, I force myself to turn everything off and sit in front of the TV. All right, video 1 of 2026, 30,000 more videos to come, or something like that. Some kind of realistic number. I'll see you all in the next one.